Team USA basketball claimed gold once again after that legendary heater from Stephen Curry in that final game. Obviously, LeBron played very well throughout. You actually called for co-MVPs for Steph and LeBron, which I thought was very fair of you. But do you think this will be the last time that we see LeBron and Steph Curry playing high-stakes games?
It's on the board, which is unfortunate. It's also why, and we'll get to this more in a bit, it's why I'd like to see them team up. But first, let's talk about LeBron and Steph and their performances and why I thought co-MVPs would have been the way to go. Those two guys, along with Durant, were the story of this team. Three of the oldest players in league history. Three guys who some believe are three of the 10 greatest players ever. Three guys who everyone believes are three of the 20 greatest players ever. All of whom are past their athletic prime, reminding everyone that when the stakes are the highest, there's not a long list, and the list might honestly be one name long, Jokic, of guys you definitively want over them. Now, Durant didn't really get to show it the whole tournament because he had the calf injury and, didn't really play or didn't play until in any of the exhibition games. But then in the first game he did play, what did he make? His first 10 shots from the field. But that kind of made him a clear third actor in this movie. And this tournament was about Steph and LeBron, and the U.S. was going to win or lose based on Steph and LeBron. And Steph nominated LeBron to be the flag bearer. I still think the coolest image from these Olympics is LeBron holding the flag on the boat going down the Seine, and Coco Gauff there and the whole team there, and this old man with gray in his beard being like, I'm going to remind the entire world one more time that I still might be, as far as the ability to control, figure out, understand, make the right decision, get the ball to the right people, the number one draft pick alive, even though I'm almost 40 years old. And I'll get to the Steph part in a moment, but what these Olympics showed me start to finish was, if LeBron wanted to say, okay, what I'm going to do now in my career is be purely the Magic Johnson role that a 40-year-old LeBron James could be 80% of peak Magic Johnson. Magic might be the fourth greatest player of all time. LeBron in these Olympics played the Magic Johnson role better than Magic Johnson played it in the 92 Olympics. Now, Magic, to be fair, was a year removed from playing competitive basketball because he had retired, but was still excellent. But LeBron's ability to read the game, read the floor, make the right play, and then still, and this is the part, DeMonze, that was remarkable to me. He's still the fastest guy on the court 90% of possessions. He can't activate it as often as he used to be able to. He can't play as many minutes at that high of a level as he used to be able to. But as far as in bursts, end-to-end speed, the only guy out there who I felt on any team in the tournament that the U.S. played against or on his own team that could have kept up with him was Anthony Edwards. It's the only guy. And when in the big spots, when LeBron got a defensive rebound and just said, screw this, I'm getting to the basket, he got there with impunity every time. at 65,000 minutes and almost 40 years old. And he was the steady hand. And I know the exhibition play didn't play into who tournament MVP was, but I do think LeBron saving the U.S. in those two close exhibition games played a role in the U.S.'s ability to come back against Serbia, because I think there was a sense of invincibility. And had they lost one of those, quote, meaningless games to South Sudan or whomever earlier, would they then, when they fell down 19 to Serbia, when they were down 13 at the end of the third quarter, would they have said, oh man, we ain't going to do this? And so LeBron, the fact that he scored in double digits every single game, had 5+ assists in every single game, shot better than 50% from the field in every single game, led the team in minutes, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, and scored in the tournament 2 less points than Steph. So he ended up missing out on leading them in points by 2 total points. That to me is, and I'll add one other point. In the Serbia game, if Steph was the best player, he was 1B. In the Serbia game, he was phenomenal in the biggest spot. That's the LeBron for MVP case. The Steph for MVP case is much shorter and much simpler. In the semifinals and the finals, he saved the team and was historically prolific from 3. So in the semifinals, he scored the second most points any U.S. men's player has ever scored. That's what made that semifinal game so special. It was, he scored 36, the second most points. Only Melo's ever scored more, scored 37. LeBron had a triple-double, the second U.S. men's Olympic triple-double ever. The previous one was done by LeBron 12 years ago. So 2 of the greatest individual U.S. men's Olympic performances ever happened in the same game. And then in the France game, those final 3 minutes will go down in history. Those final 3 minutes by Steph will be top of mind that people think about when they think about the greatest Steph Curry moments. And that final shot, DeMonze, is the iconic one because it was so laughable, but it was also kind of the least important one. The game was not totally in hand, but it was less than a minute left. They were up 6. They were in good shape. The first one was the biggest shot, the second biggest shot, I would argue, of the tournament. I'll get to the biggest shot in a moment. When all of a sudden, France had cut it to 3, and Steph, with 2:50 left, hits that top of the key 3-pointer to calm everyone down, and then goes and hits 3 more. So there, to me, was a legitimate argument for either of those guys, and I think they embraced each other so much, literally and figuratively, in the tournament, that it would have been really cool to have co-MVPs. Also, I don't think the Olympics needs a tournament MVP. It's a weird thing. They don't do it every time. They did it in 2004 and Manu won it. They did it in 2020 and Durant won it. And they did it this year and LeBron won it. But I think Steph and LeBron sharing it would have been awesome. I also find the discussion around it to be telling, because there has been an embrace of Steph Curry by some of the most vocal LeBron James fans that oddly has not been reciprocated in the other direction. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.